In this video, we're going to go over how you multiply and divide integers. We're not going to get a lot into why it's true because it would be really hard to do on this whiteboard in 10 minutes, but we will go over the rules for how to do it. So let's start with multiplying integers. If you're multiplying two integers, if they both have the same sign, your answer is going to be positive. So if they're both negative or if they're both positive, your answer is going to be positive. If they have different signs, one is negative and one is positive, then your answer is going to be negative. And if you multiply anything times 0, the answer will just be 0. So let's take a look at some examples. We've got 8 times 6. They're both positive. They have the same sign. And so it's going to be a positive 48. The next example, they still have the same sign. Negative 8 times negative 6. They're both negative. When they have the same sign, the answer is positive. I'm not really feeling that marker. Okay, so it'll again be a positive 48. Now, 8 times negative 6. They have different signs, so the answer is going to be negative. For this one, negative 8 times 6, they have different signs again, so the answer will be negative. And the last one, negative 8 times 0, anything times 0 is 0. Okay, if we move on to dividing integers uses the exact same rules. So if our two numbers have the same sign, our answer is going to be positive. If our two numbers have different signs, our answer is going to be negative. And if we are dividing 0 by any integer, our answer will be 0. So 12 divided by 4, they're both positive. They have the same sign, so my answer is going to be positive. Here, both numbers are negative. They have the same sign, so my answer is going to be positive. 10 divided by negative 2, they have different signs, so my answer is going to be negative. Negative 20 divided by 5, again, they have different signs. One's negative, one's positive, and so my answer is going to be negative. And my last one, 0 divided by 6, is going to be 0. 0 divided by negative 6 would be 0. 0 divided by 10 would be 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. So let's do some examples. All right. Our first one, a negative times a positive. They have different numbers, and so my answer is going to be negative. I'm sorry, they have different signs, so my answer is going to be negative. And 12 times 5 is 60, so that's a negative 60. What about here? Negative 60 divided by negative 10. They have the same sign, and so when the two numbers have the same sign, it's going to be positive. 6 divided by 10, 60 divided by 10 is 6, and it's positive 6. Here, negative 4 squared. That's the same thing as negative 4 times negative 4. They have the same sign, so it's going to be positive, and 4 times 4 is 16. Anything squared, anytime a negative number is squared, the answer is always going to be positive because it'll always mean a negative times another negative. Negative 4 times negative 12. They're both negative. They have the same sign, so my answer is going to be positive, and 4 times 12 is 48. All right, what about when I have three numbers? I've got 6, negative 6, and negative 18. How I'm going to do this is I'm only going to look at two numbers at a time. So let's start on the top with the numerator. 6 times negative 6 is a negative 36. They have different signs, so it's going to be negative. So then, negative 36 divided by negative 18, they have the same sign, so it's going to be positive. 36 divided by 18 is 2. It's my body on the way. And then this one, three numbers again, so we're going to just do two at a time. Let's ignore this one. 8 times negative 3. Different signs, so it's going to be negative. 8 times 3 is 24. So we've got negative 24. So now, negative 24 times negative 2. Same sign, so my answer is positive. 24 times 2 is 48. All right, you're going to have to get up for a second. A common application of this is when you're going to have to find the mean of something. You'll have to find the mean of some temperatures. You'll have to find the mean of a balance in your bank account. So let's do an example with temperatures. Here are the temperatures recorded in 1 week in Duluth, Minnesota. And you guys know I'm from Minnesota, and it gets really cold where I'm from. Duluth is even further north, super cold. So these are really cold temperatures. We've got negative 6, 0, negative 1, 4, 2, negative 4, and negative 2 degrees in 1 week. If we want to find the mean, or the average, if you guys remember, the first thing we need to do is add all of these up. So, negative 6 plus 0 is negative 6, plus negative 1 is negative 7, plus 4 is negative 3, plus 2 is negative 1, plus negative 4 is negative 5, negative 5 plus negative 2 is negative 7. So if I add these all up, I get negative 7 degrees. Now to get the average, I have to divide it by how many numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because we did 1 week, so there should be 7 days worth. All right, so now we've got a division problem, right? Negative 7 divided by 7. They have different signs, so the answer is going to be negative. 7 divided by 7 is 1, and so the mean temperature is negative 1 degrees. Goodness, it's cold, right? All right, I hope that made sense. If you guys have any questions, be sure to ask in class. Thank you.